Okay, so this is the first video you should be watching, and this is going to be quick notes on domain and range. Okay, so this week's topic is domain and range. Okay, all right, so what do we know about domain and range? Okay, well, first let's go with our acronym. So you can be using Dixie, Rhody, right? And I'm sure a lot of y'all forgot what that meant already. So domain, input, X values, independent. Okay. R is for range, output, dependent, and Y values. Now, if that's too lengthy of an acronym for you, you can always just stick to the basic Dr. X, Y. And he will give you the basics, right? Dr. X, Y, D is for X, R is for Y, which is the one that I'm going to be using mostly in the examples. Okay? Now, what else do we need to know about domain and range? Well, we need to know we have two different categories for which it can fall under. So our first category would be discrete graphs, right? Or discrete data. Well, what is discrete? Disconnected. And what does that mean? It means that we jump from point to point. Okay. What is the other type of data we can have, or graphs? We can have continuous. Okay, so what does that mean? It is connected, and we slide from beginning to end. Okay, what does that mean? All right, well, let's draw an example of what discrete would look like. So if I give you a discrete graph would jump. Do you see how I'm picking up my pencil to draw these points? That's discrete. To get to this point or that point, you jump. You cannot walk. There's no path. You cannot slide over there because nothing is connecting them. You jump from point to point. If you ever have to jump to get to the separate part, to the other part of the graph, it is discrete. Okay, so continuous. What does a continuous graph look like? Okay, so if I give you a graph, as long as it's connected, so you slide from beginning to end. So I could give you an open dot, and as long as you can slide, and then ta-da. So I slide from beginning to end. At the end, then I'm allowed to pick up my pencil. This would be a continuous graph. So if you want to take a screenshot of this with your phone, right there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can. Okay, now what is the goal with domain and range? Okay, so the goal. So today's goal, or this week's goal, right? So this week's topic is domain and range from graphs. Our goal is to draw borders around the graph to contain it. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to contain it if you can. You will not always be able to, but that is what you're trying to do. Okay? What's another way we can think of that? Or we want to crop it. Okay? So for example, this is your lovely Algebra 1 team. This is going to be Miss Coker, Miss Rodriguez, Miss Delgado, because she has curly hair. And then I have boring straight hair. And then I don't have blonde hair or... Okay. I'm drawing Miss Coker and Miss Rodriguez with little buns, okay? Don't judge. All right, they're so cute. Okay, let's say we took a picture together, okay? But then Miss Delgado is like, oh my gosh, I look so cute in this picture. How am I gonna crop them out? Well, how would we do that? We wanna crop everyone else out except for Miss Delgado. And how are we gonna do that? We want all of Miss Delgado in this picture. So if I were to crop her like this, is that a good crop? No, we still have a little bit of Miss Rodriguez over here and of Miss Rios. That's not a very good crop. So what would be a good crop? Okay, a good crop would be a box drawn around Miss Delgado that is touching her, right? Ta-da! That would be an appropriate crop, right? It's still touching Miss Delgado at every border, and everyone else is out because they don't matter. I mean, we matter, you know, but you get what I mean, okay? So that's the other way you can look at it. So this is your quick review, right? Oh, one more thing before I forget. You might have to take another screenshot, okay? For continuous, remember, we have to use our inequality symbols, right? Closed, open, in case you forgot. So don't forget that. And for discrete, you have to list them. Okay, so now if you want to take a quick screenshot of this, you can, unless if you were writing it down on your own notebook paper, which would have been a great idea. Okay, so these are your mini notes, and we're going to use this to do our examples, which is on the next video.